What's up guys, welcome back to a new Jujutsu Kaisen chapter review. Today we have chapter 155, setting up more fights, learning more about the absolute mad lad Hikari, including seeing his ability for the first time, which was quite cool, alongside learning more about his philosophy, his passion I should say, which of course is the title of the chapter, and overall more stuff being revealed regarding the Jujutsu Kaisen world. But yeah, hope you enjoy. As always, links are posted in the Discord, subscribe if you haven't already. But yep, let's begin. The chapter begins with the conversation between Yuji and Hikari talking to one another, Hikari pretty much baiting him in, telling him about, scams, and pretty much just a conversation, getting more insight into who Hikari is as a person, with the focus of his character being more around passion. As he mentions, I adore people's passion, a more direct exchange of passion, you know what it is, and then of course gambling, what he's actually doing now with this whole gambling fighting arena thing. With this linking into my favorite lines or favorite panel of today's chapter, this is what Hikari says: I love passion. Passion is gambling, and gambling is life, and love is control. With my fight club, I eventually want to control this country's passion. So we get an idea of his actual motive and more of an understanding of his overall goal, and this is why he wants Yuji to join him as one of his pawns for this fight club to expand his passion and achieve his goal, or as he says here, why don't you try getting carried away by my passion? And then the conversation gets interrupted by a phone ring with them talking to one another as they take a drink. Hikari offers Yuji a drink of alcohol, but he refuses, saying I'm underage. And then Hikari says something very interesting. Did you know Gojo also can't handle his liquor? Yuji, not trying to blow his cover, just pretends he doesn't know who Gojo is by saying, who's Gojo, and begins to drink the alcohol, acting like he doesn't care at this point. Then Hikari's response: no way, there is a single sorcerer who hasn't heard of Gojo. Why did you pretend not to know him? He gulps all the alcohol and then begins to attack Yuji out of nowhere after saying, are you from Jutsu High? So, feels bad. Yuji has messed up, has been outsmarted by Hikari here quite easily. He should have just said, oh yeah, I've heard of Gojo, that all-powerful sorcerer or something like that, but nah, unlucky, rest in peace. And this is where we get to actually see Hikari's ability. So he uses both hands and summons like this guillotine or these metal blades or something like that. And we actually see both of the blades slam together, implying that if Yuji didn't dodge, he would have got cut in half by that. And then straight away we have Hikari actually blitzing Yuji, landing a hit. And then before he can even react, the guillotine all blades has surrounded his head, and then straight after that Hikari follows up with a direct punch. So Hikari is pretty much bodying Yuji at this point, follows up with another kick while he's answering the phone call, which he realizes is from Kiara, which probably links into why he called out Yuji and began to actually attack him. We have him kicking Yuji around, and then Yuji actually grabs his jacket and headbutts him directly, screaming, listen, and Hikari just laughing back, don't wanna, which is pretty hype. So the fight between those two has actually begun. A little insight of his power, I'm not too sure how to really explain it, but I'm guessing he can spawn in these blades, which is quite cool, and he seems to be quite fast and powerful as well, already causing Yuji to bleed, and Yuji got immensely powerful after the Shibuya incident arc, so he's no, jobber at this point. So Hikari, as implied prior, is quite impressive, and that's really all we get regarding those two for this chapter. From there we cut to Kiara, Megumi, and Panda, who are in a deadlock outside of the building where those two are fighting. We see Megumi trying to tell Kiara that they're not on Jutsu High's side at this point due to everything that happened, and trying to tell them, don't you know what happened in Tokyo, and that they're trying to get the help of Hikari to, help release Gojo and to help them alongside the Culling Games, which of course is beginning soon. But regardless of what Megumi's saying, Kiara isn't really listening, and then it makes him question what actually happened between them two and the higher-ups, and this is where we get an explanation of what the higher-ups actually look for when it comes to jutsu, with them actually having a set of beliefs that jutsu should be this certain way, which links closely to Nobara's jutsu technique, and that Hikari's technique is not like that whatsoever, or as Kiara says, his curse technique is a prime example of what they hate. That's why the dumb higher-ups lose. But you guys have Gojo to wipe your asses, which is quite interesting. implying again that they still don't know what happened to Gojo, but something to do with Hikaru's curse technique that the Jutsu High higher-ups don't like whatsoever, and that's why he was pretty much expelled, or that's a reason why they don't like him whatsoever. But as we know, Megumi, Yuji, and everyone else here isn't connected to Jutsu High in any way at this point. They're doing their own thing. We have Megumi trying to tell Kiara that Gojo was sealed, that's why we lost. But of course, Kiara still doesn't believe what they are saying, so Megumi is forced to continue the battle, releasing his rabbit escape ability. So next chapter, the fight between Kiara, Megumi, and Panda will continue. I'm guessing we're most likely going to see the continuation of the fight between Yuji and Hikari. And my guess is most likely Hikari and Yuji's fight's going to get so intense they're going to break out of the room and all people here are going to be together on the rooftop where they're actually going to somewhat talk things out, or maybe we'll get to see more of Kiara's and Hikari's ability to see them possibly escape, or something that's going to happen between them, or maybe Hikari actually getting persuaded by Yuji while they fight or something interesting like that. But yeah, that should be everything for today's chapter review video. Hope you enjoyed. As always, shout out to the people who support the channel via Patreon. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.